I'm back. So, last time we talked about the first video he made, second video he made, which I didn't see, but this one I already seen it. But that's okay. I'm just gonna focus on two things. His first two videos were kind of dog shit. Not gonna lie. The only thing he basically said was Ukraine needs to surrender. Ukraine is a threat to Russia, which is insane. um, But he has not talked about Russia itself that much. He talked about quotes from Putin, like how he's afraid that Ukraine will attack him for some reason, or NATO perhaps, but that's not gonna happen. So I'm hopeful about the last video. It's not gonna be good, guys. I just want to hear arguments why invasion of Russia would be okay. Like he's made some arguments that Ukraine has done some bad things. Ukraine has spread propaganda. Like the West has banned Russian media who actually spread propaganda, but he hasn't mentioned Russia, so I hope to get it from this video. I doubt it. Without further ado, let's begin.
Hey, I've made a severe and continuous lapse of judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize about everything that I said in the last week about Russia, Ukraine. I realized that I was losing a lot of subscribers. I had been ratioed. I was losing money, friends, money, subscribers, and money. And the money is just so important. I mean, the lives are just so important to me about the money, about the Russian or the Ukrainian people in the city of Donbass or Donbass. And so when my livelihood, my moneyhood is on the line, I need to fight for and defend my duty for monetization. Ukraine lives can't matter until all lives matter, which can't matter until Black lives matter. Those despicable Russians born from the depths of hell, descendants of Putin himself. If you have Russian neighbors or friends, just go burglarize them, go take their stuff, take their houses, take their yachts, steal their stuff. If you have Russian colleagues, get them fired and replace them with a Ukrainian instead. And if you're a service person, then refuse to serve the Russian people or charge them a surtax. Maybe if you're a restaurant waiter, charge them an additional 20%, simply as an economic sanctions that you will personally place on them yourself. And you know what? Actually, I have an announcement of my own to make today. I am announcing that I am also joining NATO because I too am fighting for my independence from my dad. He's a dictator, and he's been telling me what to do. The next time he yells at me, I'm going to be launching nukes at him because I'm going to try to get NATO support for me. I'm going to need anti-air support because he just walks around, ammo and bitcoins. I need ammo, not a ride. And we're going to send all of this support to Ukraine as well. Knives, guns, chainsaws, axes, hammers, nails, staplers, aircrafts, maybe our homeless people as soldiers, drugs, and even, I think we should send them nuclear weapons too. Let's just give them our nuclear weapons and have them launch an all-out offensive against Russia. And you know what? It's just going to be all-out nuclear war between these two people that just blow.
Okay, what he just made on this like 2-minute rant is an argument ad absurdum, okay? Instead of actually addressing the arguments, instead of actually making a clear case for Russia, he's just naming things that people who are in favor of Ukraine's independence are doing. And it's just saying, let's put it to the worst possible extent. Let's just, yes, like, just say like, I want independence from my dad, so let's sanction him or something, or like instead of helping me out, just give me bullets. Like, these are not comparative situations. He's just making fun of us, which is kind of dumb and bad faith, because first of all, he can't properly address these arguments. He cannot properly say or defend his positions, and any counter arguments is just absurd to him. Like, that's why he's going on this tangent. He can't actually address the problems with his own logic. That's why he's doing, like, he's being attacked, he's being censored, he's being, pardon me, he's being censored and that kind of shit. It's really dishonest. Fucking asshole, really, man. that that you have a statement. All right, fine. You just need to be able to defend it, and he clearly can't.
Each other up, and we're going to we'll go clean up afterwards. Afterwards we can go take their stuff. We'll take their ships, their yachts, their houses, whatever's left over there. Maybe their gas and oil. That might be kind of nice. And we'll send them our testosterone supplements as well, just to beef up the machoism culture there, such that people don't ever back down. This is a fight to the death. And I encourage everybody to just go all out and, just don't give up. Never give up, ever. That's cowardice, because I don't want any of you guys around here. I don't want to see anybody alive when I come in and take your stuff later on. And I know you're worried and concerned, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And Zelensky, well, he's a good-looking guy, isn't he? I think he's a man worth dying for, don't you? He looks like a hero. I mean, he can certainly act as one. He can portray a hero. He's got all the training we need to make a hero out of him. I mean, I even saw on TikTok, Zelensky may just be the second coming of Jesus Christ, which we don't know that, right? Like, he's pretty good looking. He's kind of masculine, more masculine than me. This guy may be somebody worth laying down your life for. I know many people, many women would lay down their lives for a guy like this. And you know what? Maybe you should too, right? A lot of people are going to die, but it's a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. And you know what else? While we're at it, let's buy some million token too, you guys. Let's just buy some million token. Go out there, get it. milliontoken.org. Check that out.
And while you're at it, pass the Disclose Act. And while you're at it, confirm my nominees for the Federal Reserve.
And Vitalik Buterin, let's seize his Ethereum, because he's a Russian gas oligarch. And I've got another plan as well. We've been trying to censor everything, right, across social media, all of the Russian propaganda. Let's just blind ourselves. There are these human blinders we can use and ensure that we never waver from that path of democracy, freedom, liberty, machine learning, React Native, JavaScript, computational AI, virtual reality, AR, Web3, crypto, diversity, racial justice, Steve Jobs, and justice for all. And so here's what changed my mind. You see, the other day, a fire actually broke out at a nuclear power plant in Ukraine. And so Zelensky has threatened a total nuclear warfare catastrophe on...
I want to check the source. CNN.
In Ukraine. And so Zelensky has threatened a total nuclear warfare catastrophe on all of Europe.
Call on your politicians immediately. Ukraine has 15 nuclear reactors. If there is a nuclear explosion, this will be the end of everybody, the end of Europe.
If we don't go and help out this poor man, this victim mentality, martyr complex,
Victim mentality when they're literally being targeted by Russia. I want you all to just realize what he's just saying, A country gets invaded, and he's just like, don't be a crybaby. Like, what? The fuck, dude? The fuck?
Crybaby of a man who is refusing to take 100% ownership.
He's currently fighting on the grounds for his country. He is the democratic leader of the country, and he's trying to get into NATO to get the protection he needs.
Accountability for the outcomes that he has resulted his country in, not able to ensure the success.
Again, no agency on Russia's part. Absolutely none.
Success of his own people, but rather casting blame on everybody but himself, and his perhaps inability to resolve conflict, build consensus. If you even look at him the wrong way, he will threaten you with all-out nuclear catastrophic consequences. And conflict-prone people, well, they typically can't get jobs at places like Google or Facebook, where you need that cross-functional teamwork skills. So we have to support this person as an actor, comedian, in government. And by the way, have you ever read that negotiation?
By the way, he's really harping on the actor, comedian kind of thing, but the US literally had Donald Trump as president, which is a reality star, and there has been several other reality star presidents in the US. Like this is just like an ad hominem. He's just insulting his being, well, not per se insulting him, but just saying he has this or this quality, therefore everything he does is not good, is not justified, is not reasonable. Like, why not address the arguments? Why not say, hey, you're fighting for Ukraine, I think that sucks because. Or, hey, you are politician. These are your points. Here are my counterpoints. Not, hey, you're a politician. Your country's currently in war. Why are you being an idiot as an actor? Why are you being a politician as an actor? Like, it's just trying to attack him personally, which is really, really weak.
Negotiation book, Never Split the Difference by the FBI hostage negotiator. Do you think that these sort of ultimatums work in hostage negotiation scenarios as well with terrorists? Maybe someone like that would be quite useful in a scenario like this. And by the way, that fire at the nuclear power plant was actually at a training facility. And as Twitter states here, Zelensky and the Ukrainian government essentially just lied about an imminent meltdown at the nuclear power plant. The fire was at a training building next door in order to call for NATO to set up a no-fly zone and draw the West into war. And what perhaps should be concerning for all of us is that Zelensky would
I have to say, I don't know the specifics about the power plant, but I'm willing to look this up. Power plant, Ukraine. So this is a source he quoted. So this is CNN who says, attack condemned as Russian troops occupy facility. Okay, so they say the Russians took over and still have control. But they say at gunpoint in quotations, so I'm not really sure what they mean by this. They could either be quoting or being sarcastic. I think they're quoting. So I think CNN believes that the power plant has been under attack from Russia, which is likely. I think honestly this says enough, but let's continue. Block the road plant in apparent stand of Russian forces. Happened. But on Friday, Russian troops were accused of attacking the plant in assault. Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky branded nuclear terror instead. Could endanger continents. True, that's what he said. We just saw a video. Emergency service in a stable phase because the fire in the training building of was extinguished. There are no victims. what's happening here. I don't know if this headline is true. I'm wondering, Ukrainian authorities said on Friday Russian shelling had caused a fire at the building in the plant complex that was later put out. The blaze raised alarm from Russia blamed the attack on Ukrainian saboteurs, calling it a monstrous provocation. What happened? Okay, so it was a building near a plant compound. Okay, so it was just a plant training then. Alright.
Rather, wage war
By the way, this one example still does not prove that Russia was in the right, okay? That just means there was propaganda on both sides. That's all.
over a nuclear power plant and destroy it, causing radioactive fallout to all of Europe, rather than just give up the nuclear power plant. It is a if we can't have it, then no one can mentality. Now, there's this thing called a
Still though, if that power plant would have exploded, it would have had a devastating effect on the world. Like, he must know, right? These are very troubling times for Ukraine and Russia. We do not want like a second Chernobyl or like a Fukushima, you know? We need to be careful about these things.
proxy war, where the West gets other countries to fight their wars for them because, hey, war's expensive. And so what we really want to do is outsource that to other countries to do the dirty work for us, which is why I'm so in favor of this war. And I think that Ukraine and Russia should absolutely just fight to the death and never give up. Go get.
Again, no agency in Russia. He just said like they should both fight to death. And then Russia will just take the territory over. They're much larger than Ukraine. Like, he's just making fun of the people who support Ukraine without any arguments. It's so insane. Like, I really hope there comes like out like a fourth video about how he actually may address some points. I highly doubt it though. He already made like a new video on the usual shit he does, which is alright. This guy is like, you know when you have a feeling like I shouldn't be doing this, but this is just too good. You know, like you have a beer, but you feel like you have to throw up or something, or you feel kind of wonky, and then you get another handed another by your friend. You like drink the beer, but then you really have to almost puke. It's like that, It tasted so fucking good, but it's just not worth it. And this guy is just not worth my time. Like, his arguments are so dumb. It's not even debunking. It's just saying how wrong he is. It's really that simple. If you ever see like one of these arguments or any video that it's so wrong like this one, you should be able to call it out. Okay, like there are a lot of YouTubers who do in philosophy, who do in politics. You should know the arguments of your opponent and be able to address them, because if these are the best arguments they have, everybody should be able to call them out. Anyway, that was my coverage of the TechLead Show. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe. This one's a little bit shorter because he didn't make any arguments. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, etc. Goodbye.